Hello? 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 I don't think this thing is working. Hey Naturals, what's up? It's your American English teacher, Gaddy Wallace, here for Go Natural English. And in this video, you are going to learn how to improve your phone skills to sound more like a native, natural English speaker. I know these days that everybody prefers to text. Like, does this thing even work for phone calls anymore? I mean, everybody just texts, but there are certain situations when it just makes more sense to have a phone call, or you have to have a phone call. Like maybe you have a phone interview, or maybe you have to make an appointment and you need to actually speak with your voice on the phone. And in that kind of situation, you need to sound like a clear, natural, confident, fluent English speaker, because we can't rely on things like gestures or lip reading or the written word like we can for text. So I'm going to teach you a lot of things in this lesson about how to speak more clearly, more naturally on your next phone conversation. So this is going to be super helpful, and I want to invite you, if you would like to learn more with Go Natural English with our ebook, the English Fluency Formula, I have a free sample for you to check out. So you can click right up there on the card to get your free sample. Oh my gosh, and in that free sample, you're going to learn so many strategies to help you to improve your English and speak more naturally. So a week ago, this video presentation from Google's Sundar Pichai came out, where he was presenting the new Google Assistant, and it blew my mind. It was insane how natural this robot sounded. I mean, really, the Google Assistant is not a real person, but she sounded just like a real person to me and to the real person that she was calling. So I thought we could actually take a look at this video clip, it's short, and analyze what makes this robot, this machine, sound so natural. Because if we can analyze that, and if this machine can sound like a natural native English speaker, then obviously so can you, because you're a human, right? So if this machine can do it, then you can definitely do it. Okay, so let's take a look.
Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi. So the first word that we have here is just a simple greeting. Hi. But let's pay attention to the intonation. It goes up and down, and it sounds very friendly. You can even repeat while you're watching this to practice with me. Hi. So it's different than just a flat intonation. Hi. That sounds a bit gruff, a bit aggressive, a bit not very nice, actually. So if we go up and down, hi, it sounds so nice. So our first thing to focus on is intonation. Next, we're going to take a look at how we can stress words, blend sounds together to sound more native-like in our pronunciation, and use intonation again in order to indicate that we have an open kind of question that we're inquiring about. In this conversation, we're asking about booking a haircut. So again, the question was, or it's not even a question, it's a phrase, but it's stated in a way where the intonation goes up at the end so that it sounds like a question.
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client.
I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. For a client. So the intonation is going up, and this is sometimes referred to as up speak because this is not actually a question. It's a question would be something like, may I book a haircut for a client? And of course, at the end of this question, the intonation would go up because we're asking, may I? But this is a statement, but it's phrased like a question because we're ending the statement in an upward intonation. So if you're calling to inquire about an appointment, or you're asking to set a certain time, or you're kind of asking permission, like, can I, may I? If that's the intention, even though that's not the way you phrase the sentence, well, then your intonation can go up. And that's quite common in the United States in North American English.
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client.
I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. So let's look at how we're pronouncing the words and how they're blending together. I'm calling to book. We don't say I'm calling, we say I'm calling to book. Calling to book a women's haircut for a client. We don't say for a client, it's for a client. So those words that are not stressed get blended and the sounds change slightly. So because we're stressing other words like haircut and client, and of course the main verb calling and book, then other words are not stressed and those sounds get a bit mushed or blended together. So I'm calling to book a haircut for a women's haircut, but again, haircut is stressed more than women's, for a client. So stressed words are really important to say more strongly, so louder and longer than the non-stressed words, which kind of get blended together. And that's part of what makes this machine sound so natural.
I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
This little pause is so important, and it's kind of ironic because most language teachers would tell you not to say when you're speaking English, when you're presenting, or when you're practicing English. Don't say it's a filler, it doesn't mean anything, it's not academic. Well, you know what? It may not be good for your presentations, I mean, academically speaking, and it doesn't mean anything, but it makes your speech sound so much more natural. I think it's a good idea to use every once in a while because it is a marker of natural English speech. So if you want to sound more natural, use not all the time, but every once in a while. You notice in this conversation, it's only used once.
I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
I'm looking for something on May 3rd. So we're using words like I'm looking for something on May 3rd, looking for. So this is a common way to express what date you would like, or something that you are searching for. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. So why do we say something? We're not talking about a thing. We're looking for a time. We're looking for an appointment. So why don't we just say, I'm looking for an appointment on May 3rd? Well, natural English is sometimes really general. Sometimes people use words like something and sometimes and thing, and that's really common. So again, you don't always have to use the more academic word. If you want to sound more natural, more like a native speaker, you can use general words sometimes. On May 3rd, again, the intonation is going up because we're kind of asking for information here. And May 3rd is stressed because this is the most important key word in the sentence.
Sure, give me 1 second.
The best part of this Google Assistant conversation was when she uses the sound or the filler word, everyone cracked up because this is so surprising from a machine, because this is something so natural and so human to use a filler. So another key takeaway is to use fillers sometimes. As I mentioned, might not be something that your teacher would recommend, but it's very natural, just like So when you're listening, when you're waiting, when you want to show that you are hearing your partner or the other person on the phone line, use fillers like this. That means I'm listening or I'm waiting.
Sure. What time are you looking for around?
At 12 p.m.
Next, at 12 p.m. So I'm looking for something at 12 p.m. The intonation is going down to confirm and to say that you're looking for this specific time.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Again, this natural pause and natural filler is something that distinguishes humans from machines. We use these natural fillers to think and to make our speech more flowing. So use these. Again, not all the time, every time, but every once in a while, is gonna make you sound a lot more natural. So we also are blending sounds together depending on which words are stressed or unstressed.
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? So do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? So you can see where the words are stressed and the words that are not stressed are blended. Do ya? Not do you, but do ya? Do you have anything?
Just a woman's haircut for now?
Just a woman's haircut for now. Just is another very natural word, meaning only or simply, but we use it a lot. Also, for now is a nice way to confirm what you want at this moment. Maybe next month you'd want something additional. Just a woman's haircut for now. And notice that we stress haircut. We're not stressing just or women's because we already know it's a woman. We're stressing haircut because that's the service that we want for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Confirming the time. 10 a.m.'s fine. When you're confirming information, you can drop your intonation down. 10 a.m.'s fine. And notice the way that we say fine. It's not fine. It's fine. So it's longer and we have a little up-down intonation. 10 a.m.'s fine. And that sounds really nice and friendly. Unlike 10 a.m.'s fine. So longer and up-down intonation sounds very friendly. Just like I mentioned in the beginning when Google Assistant said hi, not hi.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Now, this is interesting because we have upspeak again. The first name's Lisa. It's because we're expecting to be asked more information. The first name's Lisa, and I expect maybe the person at the hair salon would ask for the last name or the phone number or give me some additional information. So again, the upwards intonation indicates that the conversation will continue. It's not over yet.
Okay, great, thanks.
But this last sentence, okay, great, thanks, has a downward intonation, and that is confirmation that the conversation is ending. And we have that upward downward intonation on great. Okay, great. It's a bit longer. Thanks. So you can see how we can use intonation in so many ways to show our attitude, that we're nice and we're friendly. We can also use intonation to say that we are awaiting more information or we know that the conversation is not over yet. We can use natural pauses and filler words like or to show that we're listening or to just sound more natural. We can use stress to make sure that our communication is clear and we're getting the keywords really strongly clearly communicated. Haircut, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., Lisa. Those are all very important words in this conversation. So how can you improve your English to sound more natural and have better phone conversations? Well, first of all, listen to more native, natural conversations. It could be between Google Assistant, which it's so weird to say that she sounds natural, but she does, because so many linguists have put so much research and investment into actually figuring out how to make Google Assistant sound natural, and it's working. So you could listen to these conversations and of course listen to real human conversations, which is something that we do inside the Go Natural English Fluent Communication course. You can also practice, because once you listen to the conversations, you're going to improve your knowledge. Really focus on what you're hearing, not just the vocabulary word, not just the words themselves, but really listen to the intonation, listen to the stress, listen to the pauses, listen to the filler words that you're hearing, and practice those. Now, before you practice them in a real life conversation, I highly recommend one strategy that I use with my students, which is recording yourself, listening to yourself, and also sharing that with other people who can give you feedback. That's something that we do inside my course as well. But you can learn strategies like that you can do on your own, no matter if you take a course or just study on your own. And those are the kind of strategies that I teach inside the Go Natural English ebook, the English Fluency Formula. So record yourself, listen, compare yourself to other natural or native English speakers. And then finally, practice in the real world. Make a phone call. I remember the first time that I made a phone call in Spanish. I was so nervous. I was sweating from every pore of my body, but practicing makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, as they say. So make some practice phone calls, make some just easy appointment phone calls. I mean, you could make a reservation at a restaurant, you could cancel your reservation at the restaurant, you could make an appointment for a haircut, just like in this example. You could call one of those customer service hotlines and ask questions about an item or a service or a product. There's so many ways that you can practice your English without really feeling like there's big consequences if you make a mistake or if they can't understand you. So make use of those little opportunities to practice, and that's how you gain confidence and improve your fluency. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this analysis of the Google Assistant and the tips for improving your English on the phone for sounding more natural and native-like. If you'd like to get all my best tips, strategies, and practice for learning English, you should check out the English Fluency Formula ebook. Right over there, you can get a free sample when you click up there. If you'd like to continue watching amazing Go Natural English videos here on YouTube, click right down there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in the next English tip video. Bye for now.